The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Here's a guy who stands tall and proud. It's Ryan McMahon, our Onondaga County Executive. How are you, sir?
I'm great.
Good.
Great to be here.
Yeah, great. You can choke up on that mic a little. Yeah, right up on that.
Just move towards it.
Good.
Or just drag it towards you. That's okay.
Either way. Ryan, you've been doing a great job as far as I'm concerned.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I didn't hear that.
I'm a nobody, but I think he's doing. I think he's doing wonderful. Tell us about your history. You're a homegrown guy, right?
Yeah.
And you went to high school where?
I went to Bishop Ludden, and basically I grew up. The McMahon family came over from Ireland, and
right.
Located in kind of the southwest side of the city, Syracuse, kind of that Strathmore Valley neighborhood, and
right.
I was raised there, and my family's been there well over 100 years, and went to Bishop Ludden High School, went to Lemoyne College. Graduated.
Right.
It wasn't that bad. I was always telling people I went away for college because being from the West End, the other side of 690, I literally had never been there in my whole life. Right. And so went there, really found kind of a niche, and recognized my passion for government and for my community, and then got involved in elected office shortly thereafter.
What did you go to school for?
Politics.
You're working in what you went to school for. That's rare.
Yeah. So political science major and a business minor and whatnot. So certainly helped me with the current role I have today.
So what'd you run for first? What was your first
city council
political thing?
Yeah, city council. I ran. I was 23. Ran a really close race. Actually, lost. That was the only race I ever lost, and it was a really tight race. But best thing that ever happened to me. It humbled me. I learned from it, and I learned that I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. And there's a difference, right? I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. And so, I literally, after I lost, after about 3 weeks of, self-medicating, right? I then went and, started really running for that next race, that same seat. I wanted a rematch. I didn't get the rematch, but I ran and won, and then spent 6 years in the council, became a county legislator, became the chairman of the legislature for 7 years. And then when Joni Mahoney moved on, I was appointed as county executive for about a year by the legislature. And then I ran in 2019. I won my first term, and then in 23, we were successful in winning our second term. So.
Yeah, I don't know that people learn anything by winning. When my kids were in sports, especially the one child, they were like, "Well, we don't keep score, Tom. We don't keep score." Yeah. But everyone knows what the score is.
Right.
The Bears and everyone knows, and it's. I don't know. I find that you learn a lot more from losing than you do from winning.
You really do. You'll learn more from your failures in life, and because you failed. And how do you make sure that you don't do it again, right? You analyze, you figure out what you could have did differently. Certainly, that's been the case, at least through my whole career. Even when you're in elected office, when things don't go well, you learn more about that, and you try to apply those lessons, and so you can have success moving forward.
So you're competitive. So as a county exec, are you like, Oswego County sucks? No. How do you? Is there competition between counties?
There is, and most.
I love Oswego County.
You gotta have a screw loose to be in this business. But certainly, I have. For example, there's 62 counties in the state of New York, 5 boroughs in New York City, and 57 counties. And there's only, I think, 17 county executives, though. There's other forms of county government.
Interesting.
But with my peers, we have an executive association. You get to know each other. Some of the executives are a little bit more low key, more managers. Some of them are a little bit managers. Kind of political animals, and
right.
You are competitive, right? And right now, we certainly have outcompeted most of the other regions in the state. And some of my peers, even though they're nice to my face, I think they're a little jealous of what's going on here.
But everybody gets better in competition. I'm a fan of believing everybody gets better when there's competition.
Without question. And I'm happy when I see something good going on in Monroe County for Adam Bello, or something good happening in Albany County for Dan McCoy, but I want something better happening here, right? And so you figure out what you need to do. And a lot of that's the planning, right? We've planned for all the big success that we're having right now. We've planned for it. We took strategic risk. We made investments, and we worked to execute on that. And none of this happened by accident. And so now, we're in a position where we're seeing local companies grow and make historic investments. We obviously had the largest investment in one community in our country's history happening. We'll have a shovel on the ground this year with Micron, and that's going to transform everything. Those bedroom communities you referenced, I love Oswego County, I love Cayuga, Portland.
I really do.
I love them all. They're all going to benefit from the investments that we've made, right? And they're all going to grow from that. So a lot of good things.
When you say grow, lots of things grow. So, right, Tom?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, and the traffic is growing.
Yeah.
That's for darn sure.
And the Onondaga growing thing. So we've just come through that. And last weekend, they had great turnout. I heard some really good news.
Was that something you, did you pioneer that, or did you inherit it?
I was on the county legislature. I was the chairman when County Executive Mahoney came up with the Onondaga grown concept, recognizing the importance of agriculture in our local economy. Sure. At the time, a lot of farms were starting to figure out how they can diversify, right? Workforce, right? Used to be that was a family business, and now, it wasn't as much. So we came up with a lot of different things. One, buy local. Everybody should buy local. Keep your dollars here local. Keep small business working. And to bring awareness. And on Farm Fest, we just had it this past Saturday.
Yes.
Best year we've ever had. Over 13,000 people went to 11 different farms.
Wonderful.
And that's one way to get out there. It's a great thing to do with your kids. Get out, learn what these farms are doing. A lot of these farms are doing lots of things. They're making a product by day, but they might be involved in ag tourism, as well. So we've had ag tourism grants to help support farms. In my budget that we put forward to the legislature, we have another $200,000 for agritourism grants for our local farms. But it really is something that people should buy local. When you go to the grocery store and you're going to buy your fruits or your vegetables, look at the label. And if you see Emmy Farms for strawberries, buy it from Emmy Farms, right? These are all things that we should do to help capture local spending. And it helps the local economy. But for food security, one thing we learned in the pandemic, and that's like the last time we got together, I think, was during COVID,
a while ago.
Is that if you make your own food in your community, which we do, you're prepared for what that next emergency could look like.
Right. Very good. Hey, we're going to talk Micron, the traffic patterns, the aquarium, coming up next. If you can stick around, could you?
For sure.
Okay, great.